Let's look ahead to the second T20I on ESPN Cricinfo for Match Day, powered by Realme X7 5G and X7 Pro 5G. And let's start with India's team selection. It's only a day's time. They have to decide if they play the same 11. Gauti, you were saying at the toss, at the pre-show of the first game itself, you would have wanted to see an extra seamer. Would you go that way?
Absolutely. I think India looks a little thin on the fast bowling front, just too one-dimensional. I know Aksar can do the job. Washington Sundar has done really, really well. But then again, I think India just bats too deep. You don't need Washington Sundar probably batting at number 8 or number 9. You probably would have a fast bowler, someone like Navdeep Saini. I know the English batters would cherish playing a fast bowler, but then again, you got to have pace in your bowling lineup. India at the moment looked very, very one-dimensional. They were probably more spin heavy, and you've got Bhuvneshwar Kumar, who's around 130, is coming back after an injury. Shardul Thakur is not express. So I would rather have someone like Navdeep Saini just purely from the pace point of view in place of Washington Sundar.
Okay, and Virat Kohli saying Rohit Sharma's rested for the first couple of games. So no changes in the batting order as of the second T20I, Gauti?
See, again, that's a tough one. I would still want to have a look at Surya Kumar Yadav, because he's and I would want Virat Kohli to open the batting again. It's going to be unfair on Shikhar Dhawan just after one opportunity. They probably will go with the same bowling, same playing 11. I looking at the current situation, but then I would still want to have a look at Surya Kumar Yadav in place of Shikhar and Virat to open the batting, and Surya batting at number 3.
All right, let's go to England's team. Looks like there's no reason to change anything at all. Ian Bell, if conditions are pretty much the same as the first T20I, same team for you?
Yes. Again, I think Morgan in particular is quite hard to read. He'll have his own ideas as well, what he's trying to get out of this tour, in particular for T20, playing in these conditions that World Cup's going to go. I think so. He'll have a bit of an idea or thought of how he wants, like I said, not always about playing his best 11, but what he wants to get out of it. But I'd expect them to go in with the same team. Again, I think winning is a habit. You don't play lots of international T20 cricket. So again, the longer this group are together and they build up some momentum of winning. Yes, the World Cup is still a distance away, but the more they play together as a group in these conditions is good. So I expect him to go the same. I thought it was near off a perfect performance that you'd want in a T20 game, really.
We saw Adil Rashid take the new ball in the first T20I, Belly. And if you were India's batsman, would that be one area that you look to target?
Well, I think in hindsight, I think that probably took everyone a bit by surprise. I don't think anyone really saw that coming. So whether it will happen in the second game, I'm not sure, because again, India will be ready for that one. And Morgan's that kind of captain. I think, I find it really fascinating because again, we know, even just looking at that and talking about the Indian batting line, there's a lot of quality, isn't there? I just wonder whether there is an opportunity to use someone, not in a pinch hitting way, but just someone to ask a question to that England bowling attack. I mean, I thought it was an excellent example today, but you can't just play T20 cricket by just trying to get through and playing a little bit safe. If they could ask somebody, and as I said, that's trying to have that role, isn't it, of who's going to go really hard in that power play. Yes, Sharma's going to come back in, Rohit, who's world class, we know that. But it'd be really interesting to see the balance, what India come back with in the next game. Because again, if they allow England just to do the same things and don't try and put any pressure back on, like I said, is 150 enough? It might be, but it's really fascinating how people see different ways in T20 to be successful.
And one more thing, I think England, with this kind of a bowling lineup, especially Morgan, they can always squeeze the game with Mark Wood, with Jofra Archer. Even if India go off to a flyer, even if they are able to take on Adil Rashid, even if India's 3 overs 30, they've got the bowlers to actually get them back in the game, because facing 150 after 6 overs will never be easy with Jofra Archer and Mark Wood. And that's the reason why I feel it's a great gamble to take, even if probably going forward and throughout the series. Because it's a great wicket-taking opportunity. If you can get 1 or 2 wickets with Adil Rashid, imagine how difficult would it be to face Mark Wood and Jofra Archer when you're 2 or 3 down in the first 6 overs.
All right, many thanks. Gautam Gambhir, Ian Bell, plenty more to come in this series. Just one game done. Let's see how India bounce back. They did bounce back after losing the first test. So let's see if they can have that sort of response in the T20I series as well. This was ESPN Cricinfo Matchday, powered by Realme X7 5G and X7 Pro 5G.